This video is a continuation from the first video, which was titled V-Ray Animations to Standalone Denoiser. Once we get to the point that we've denoised the files, the next stage is to run it through the V-Ray image to EXR, which I've already done, and then you're going to have a list of files like this where it shows you all the EXR files. I've got 900 frames here. So the next thing, or the next process I want to introduce you to, is the a new piece of software which is for free. It's an open source and it's apparently very much like Nuke, and this is a video compositing software. It's very similar to Nuke or After Effects by all accounts. The whole point of this process is that we want to get all of our image sequences into this program and even composite multi-layered files if you've done a composite, so that you can do certain effects. I'm going to keep it simple because I don't know this program too well. I've been using it literally for a few hours, but I am able to get through the process, and it's node based, but it's pretty nicely done, so I'm not too worried after using this about node bases, because I didn't like the idea before. To start off, all you have to do is right click, you go to image and you click on read. So this is where it's going to read the images from, and you can see here it's got file, we want sequence, and as soon as you click on sequence, it will recognize that there is a sequence of files in that particular folder which I've already directed it to. And you'll see here that you've got this single file, but it doesn't really actually exist, but it's saying that it's found a sequence of files, similar naming, from 0 to 900 frames. That's what I want. It's perfect. Click OK, and then you'll notice that we've got a new node called read. You'll be able to instantly go ahead and play this, and it will show you it already composited for all of the image sequences into a video. My system's lagging a little bit. I've done a few things here, plus I'm recording, but you can see here that it's playing it, and it will go through from beginning to end. Now we have to have a way of writing the file, so what we do is we will right click, go to image again, and we click on write. This creates a brand new node in which we can save out our video file or image sequence. I don't want a sequence, I want a file, and I want the file type to be, and I'm going to choose here, AVI, and I'm going to choose a file name for this. So I'm going to say it's new free whatever, and it shouldn't say JPEG up the top there. It should say AVI. As soon as I click on AVI or select AVI, it will automatically create the container and the type of codec that's required. The only thing that you need to do is change the frames per second, and I'll do that in a minute. Now what's really important is we need to open up the advanced, and you see it says -1. You want this to be 0 for quality, and this will be near lossless quality for the best quality that you can get. Now you want to check your animation inside your program like V-Ray. I know for a fact that my project settings should be set to 29.97 because that is the frame rate for that. Okay, and do exactly the same thing in here. The read doesn't really matter too much, the write does matter. Match it 29.97. This means that we're going to get the same kind of animation that we saw in Cinema 4D. The next thing is how do we have some additional editing and doing some things to hit this. So what we do is we right click, we can go to say from color, and we can say have a HSV tool. Now we want the HSV to be between the reader and the viewer. So all we do is hold down the control key, and you can see here that it automatically links it in there. Now this means that wherever we now adjust in here, it will now show it in the viewer, which is here. So we can go to here, we can change the hue, saturation, brightness. Let's bring the brightness up a little bit. You can see that it's working real time. Now at the moment it's going to write directly from the read. We don't want that to happen, so what we do is we will drag this into the last node that we created, which was the HSV, and then what it's going to do is going to take the color information from this. If we've had loads of these, they're all going between here, one by one by one after the other. That's just select another one here. We can go to, say, filter, glow. You notice that this time when I selected the glow filter, it went straight in the right place, and this is because I had the last node that I selected within the node while I created the new one, glow, and it automatically put it in the right place, which I think is pretty good. So with this, again, you can see here we've got the glow effect, and then you can choose how it affects there, the strength, the size, etc. I'm going to just bring this right down. It's quite strong at the moment. There you go. It's got a slight glow effect. Now, when you've done this, when you've finally done this, just make sure that your last node in the line of editing is the one which the write is selected through, so that it goes from the top of the order, the original files, down through the different nodes, and then out the last node into here. When you've done this, you simply click on the right or double click and it takes you to the right area, but all of these nodes are available in here that you add. But just double clicking on any of these nodes, it takes you straight to it. Once you've done this, you can click on the render, and then it will go ahead and render it out. It's as simple as that. So I'm going to click render, and you see it's running there. It estimates it's going to be 3 to 4 minutes, and if I go to my folder, you can see there it is, and it's exporting or rendering out a AVI file. And that's really the basics, how we can get an image sequence as to at least this point of the process to get a video outwards. So we've managed to do an animation, which is pretty cool, although there's a lot more steps we can go through to get even better results.